Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. Welcome back to another episode of Journey to Christmas Land with Kira and Amelia. I am your train conductor for the day. I am Kira Davis, and I am joined by my lovely co-host and resident Christmas Land expert, Amelia Hamilton. Amelia, how are you doing on this fine day in Christmas Land?
Doing wonderful, as we always are in Christmas Land. It's never a bad day.
It's never a bad day in Christmas Land, even when it's a bad day. There's always hot chocolate. There's always marshmallows. And if you're having a particularly rough day, there's eggnog. Right. So we've been having a great time with these episodes. Um, People were loving A Biltmore Christmas. And then, of course, last week we did B&B Mary, which is not about an Airbnb. But if you haven't listened to that one, you definitely have to go. But Emilio, today we are returning to a series that we adore and has a special place in our hearts, and we reference quite a bit on this show. I am so excited to do this movie. Set it up.
All right. So a couple of years ago, there was Three Wise Men and a Baby. And we were scandalized by this film because in the beginning, we see Andrew Walker as Luke in a towel.
This is the movie
With
we're
his
always
chest just out.
this is the movie we're always referencing.
Yeah, this is the movie we're
Three Wise
referencing
Men
when we
and a
talk
Baby.
about how, adult Hallmark is getting.
Yes, and we're going to have a few of those discussions in today's podcast.
Yeah.
I had some issues.
Yeah. So this is the sequel, 2024's Three Wiser Men and a Boy. So it's still about the same three brothers played by Paul Campbell, Andrew Walker, and Tyler Hines. And we should also mention that Paul Campbell, who plays Stephan, co-wrote this with one of our other favorite Christmas Land actors, Kimberly Sustad. They are hilarious. That's one of the reasons we love this first one. It's so funny, like laugh out loud funny. So was this one. I think I texted you like 15 minutes in saying I'd already laughed out loud multiple times. I was so excited.
Yes. Yeah, I did too.
So we kick off the movie with Luke, Andrew Walker, and he's doing his daily affirmations in the mirror, which we saw last time. It's been 5 years since movie one in Christmas Land time, not in real time. And in this one, he immediately has to run outside, take the garbage cans out, and he's in his boxers. And he's covered up, but it's a lot of thigh.
It's a lot of
thigh.
I was like, so when we opened up, and that's kind of the funny thing, right? The first movie opens up with him in a towel, as you said. And then when we flip forward to 5 years, he's just a dad now. He, the thing that happens when you become a parent, and he's not the hot young firefighter anymore. He's like this grizzled, he's got the 5 o'clock shadow, and he can't even get the trash cans outside, which I totally relate to because Amelia, we missed our trash day 2 weeks ago. And we were like beggars. We were like begging people on the street, or can you take some trash for us, please? So I totally felt his pain. But yeah, even still, I was like, okay, there's no bare chest here. But then I actually appreciated that they still like gave us a little bit of the risqueness.
Gave us a little bit of skin, a little homage to the original.
A callback, if you will.
A callback. All right, checking in on Stephan now, brother two. He is now an author. He used to be a pet therapist, not a pet detective, pet therapist. No. Now he has written a book about anxiety for humans, and he is just getting mocked on this morning radio show and doesn't seem to realize it. He thinks that they really love him. So that's interesting.
The morning radio show, I don't know that I've seen an aggressive morning radio show like that in Christmas Land before. And it was so hilarious because, again, there's no negativity in Christmas Land, but the idea is to make these people seem very obnoxious. So, but they were still nice, obnoxious. I really appreciated it. They weren't too awful. They weren't like Howard Stern, but they did play a lot of noises, like, bah, 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 sounds boring.
Exactly. A lot of sound effects. Yeah. And they were mocking him, but it was almost like they didn't realize that they were. And he didn't realize that they did a really good job.
Amelia, we've talked about this on the show before. And what it is this is the sincerity of Christmas Land, right? There's no insincerity. So everybody is like fully on board. Everybody is completely committed. So when you have a feeling, when you can't adjudicate it, right? You have to be like, we're totally in on it. We're totally in
Yeah,
100%. So yeah, it's just everything is topped with sincerity.
100%. Brother 3.
Are you hang on, Amelia, stop right here. You are looking pixely. Am I? Okay, are you hearing me fine?
Mhm. Can you hear me? Do I look better?
No, no, I think we have a little bit of a connection issue. Um, and I don't think it's gonna affect the recording, but it is going to affect me hearing you. I'm actually getting a delay. Can you try going out and coming back
Yeah.
in? I can cut this together.
Also, I
No
just wanna
problem.
mention, I don't know if you care, but you do have your no on 50 thing in frame. Do you care?
Mhm. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I don't care either. I just
Everyone
didn't
should
know,
vote
'cause I
no
know
on
you had
50.
talked about wanting to see.
Yeah.
I know you had just mentioned you might wanna change it out, so I didn't know if you cared. I don't care. So, okay.
Oh, but thank you for mentioning it.
Yep.
Yeah, go out, come back in.
Okay. Better? Okay.
Okay. So, you started go back to now we go to the other
To Taylor?
brother. Just start there.
We were
Where
good
did
with
we end
we
here?
were good with Stephan, right? Just to start with Taylor?
Okay, we're good with Stephen. That's
Okay.
right. Okay, yeah, start with Taylor.
Now we go to brother 3, Taylor, who I'm going to trip all over this because the actor's name is Tyler, and it confused me all the time. Taylor. He is the one, and so in the first movie, he lives in his mom's basement. He's a huge gamer. He wants to develop his own games, but whatever. We see him in this one. He's in an office. He's got his logo on the wall behind him. We're like, this man is successful now. He's in a big meeting with a game developer guy. I think his name's Brian. And
Yes,
the guy,
Brian.
though, he loves it so much that he wants to buy the game and own it himself. He doesn't want to invest in the game and let Taylor do his own thing. And Taylor's like, this is mine. And you and I both, as creators and who have written and done things, we get that. It's hard to you don't want to just sell your thing. You want to own it and have creative control over it. I got it, Taylor.
And as he said, he's been working on this is like his life's project. He's been working on this his whole life. So he doesn't want to just give it away. That being said, Taylor, if you need money, now he
Yeah.
looks pretty successful.
Right.
And so maybe he does have, when I was watching him, my thought was like, well, yeah, sell your stuff, like get your bag, dude.
Right.
But you look
Okay.
at his
He has a
office, you
bag.
look at the background, he seems to be doing fine. So maybe
Yeah.
he doesn't really
Yeah.
need that deal.
Yeah, he says it's his legacy and he's not gonna sell out, so, all
Yeah, he
right.
doesn't need to.
Now we find out we go back to Luke. He is the fireman with the thighs that we saw.
The fireman with the thighs, right?
Fireman with the thighs.
First he had a chest. No,
No
now
chest,
he has
just
thighs.
thighs. And I love that the idea is, like, he's just an old dad now. He is still 100% hot, but it's like, oh, he's over the hill. He's turned 42 today, you guys. And so it is his birthday. He's 42. And his wife, Sophie, is heading out of town for a few days. So he's got, Mr. Mom duty. But we know he's a good dad because we saw movie number 1. He takes to it like a duck to water. He's going to nail it. Um,
So Sophie is the mom from like the first movie. My husband asked because
you're
of
right.
course he
Yes,
didn't
set it up.
remember. He didn't remember the first movie, but of course he was like, "Wait a minute, is that his son?" No, he was like, Did this basically like he was just a single dad, and that's what happened?" I was like, "No, no, 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 no. The baby came with the lady." Okay, so yeah, he's not just he didn't have some one night stand. We
Yeah.
got to make that very clear.
Yeah,
He is a
which
good
actually they
man.
really didn't do much backstory in this movie.
No, I think they expect you to
Yeah,
be caught up on this universe. So it's up to you to do your homework.
yeah,
I was wondering, maybe we'll talk about that as we go on, because I was wondering, would I need to have seen the first one to really enjoy this?
yeah, I think you'd still enjoy it, but you just wouldn't know all the stuff. So, in the first one, the 3 brothers find this baby. Well, I think I think he's left at the fire station for Luke, and
Yes.
so they take
Yeah.
care of this baby through Christmas time, and then Sophie comes up at the end of the movie. It's her baby. She was in a difficult situation and needed some help with the baby. She knew she could trust Luke because he had helped her with the delivery, right? Um,
Yeah, I think he had rescued her.
yeah, he had
Yeah.
rescued her.
Okay.
So she was like, when I was in a tough spot and I was thinking of who I could trust, I thought of you. they fall in love. Now it's 5 years later and they're married. He's now basically, not
He's
biologically,
dead.
but he's dad to this kid. So here
Yeah.
we are. But Sophie's going out of
Another
town.
situation, by the way, Amelia, where someone makes an amazing looking breakfast in the
Right,
morning in that house,
right,
and then no one eats it.
right. Take like one sip of juice and they're out the door.
Like waffles and carefully arranged strawberries and fruit,
Right.
and then everyone takes one strawberry off the plate, like, "Thanks, mom."
Yeah. So I think the first laugh out loud moment for me was the next one, where Taylor gets home and there is an eviction notice on his door, but it is hilariously festive. There's like holly leaves and it's in this Christmassy font and it's like, "You're being evicted."
I did wonder where he lived, though. I guess this is how it works in Christmas Land because I live in California. In California, it takes 6 years to evict somebody. So I was like, but I think Christmas Land has better laws. I think that they're
Right. If you
more
don't pay your rent.
responsibly
Yeah.
governed. Yeah. So,
So, yeah.
I was like, he definitely doesn't live in LA. He could live there forever.
So he takes this festive eviction notice down to his landlord and is like, "How can you evict someone at Christmas? Are you Ebenezer Scrooge?" And he's like, "Well, Scrooge was a good businessman, unlike you." And I'm like, wow. I mean,
Made me think of Robert
it did
A.
made me
Barron.
think of Robert Barron too. And Taylor's like, "Listen, I am on the brink of a 7-figure deal here. I just need a few more months." But landlord has already worked with him, has already given him time. You're out.
I mean, it's crazy how landlords kind of want their rent every month.
Yeah,
So
because
weird.
that's kind of how they can afford to fix the pipes and stuff for everybody else who's paying their
Right,
rent.
right. Right. I love how it's just always, especially in movies, you can tell like the people who write these movies aren't homeowners
Right,
because they're always like it's always this mean landlord, but it's like, well, how's he you're gonna call him tomorrow because your garbage disposal is busted,
right.
but you haven't paid rent in 6 months. How do you think your
Yeah,
landlord pays the rent?
I
That's
know.
didn't know you were gonna get an economics lesson right here on Journey to Christmas Land, but we
Exactly,
do it all.
exactly. You're gonna get one. So he has until Friday to pay his rent or he's out, and Taylor knows he can't pay his rent by Friday because he's not gonna get his seven-figure deal in time.
No, I mean, he is very successful. He's got that great office. I mean, he's got a great setup. He is very successful, but still can't pay the rent.
Maybe he spent it all in the office.
Maybe.
I was scandalized again by the next scene, where Stephan meets his girlfriend Susie, who we met in the first movie. I can tell you're with me here. These two
I
live
mean,
together. They've been dating for
Amelia,
5 years, and they live together in Christmasland.
Amelia, Amelia. I was just like, I almost turned the movie off. I almost turned it off, but I was like, I can't turn it off. First, because it's a great series, but second, because we've got to record on this. My husband had to hold me down. I couldn't believe it. Just so many things wrong here. Can I start? 5 years dating, honey?
No.
5 years?
Run.
No proposal?
Run.
B, they're living together?
Mm-mm.
C,
That's
he
why he
knew
had to
that the
propose,
only
Susie.
why buy the cow when you get the milk for free, honey? That's the rule in Christmas Land. That's the rule. I don't make the rules. I know some of you are going to be offended by that. 5 years is entirely too long. And she clearly was waiting for the proposal.
Yeah.
Clearly.
At first I thought I misunderstood. I wanted to misunderstand, but they made it
Yes.
clear that they live together.
Yes, I did the same
I
thing,
was
Amelia. I was like, maybe
shocked.
I didn't
I was
hear it.
genuinely shocked.
Yeah. He was like, oh, well, I thought you weren't at home. I thought I'd find you
Yeah.
at home.
I was
Where's
like,
your
home.
home?
Yeah, and
The
then he
same home?
said something again. These two live together, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do.
No one is. I don't know what to do with it either. But I think as the movie went along, and again, I like you, I loved this. I loved this
Mm.
movie. But as resident Christmas Land loyalists, we just understand that it's the tradition in these movies that is part of the charm and also part of the absurdity, if you will, that makes it lovely. And we've seen Hallmark sort of straying from that, but even by the time we got to the end of the movie, I was like, boy, they've really secularized
Yeah.
Christmas at Hallmark in a way, in a very swift fashion. It happened kind of overnight. And that's disappointing. We don't like to get too negative on this show, but
Mhm.
I will say I find that to be disappointing.
It was
And I wish
disappointing.
Hallmark would return to the tradition, and I'm gonna bet they're seeing it in their ratings. So Hallmark, if you need, like, some good advice how you turn this around, go back to the tradition. We noticed that
Yeah,
these people lived together.
yeah,
That was not for
and we are
nothing.
not happy about it.
We're not happy about
And
it.
Susie's not really happy about it. She wants to get married, and we know this because when he kneels down to tie his shoe, she is elated and then realizes he's not proposing, he's tying his shoe.
In her defense, he met her at the park with flowers in hand.
Yeah, and then talks about how they've been together for 5 years and 8 months, and then he kneels.
Yes. And so, men, if you're gonna be having a serious conversation with your woman and you're not married to her, under no circumstances should you bend down to pick something up, tie your shoe. No, you stand right where you are, stand 10 toes down and just say what you need to say.
Yeah.
'Cause you're
Mhm, mhm.
don't break her
Maybe
heart.
keep your hands
And
so she can
ladies,
see
don't
them.
wait 5 years for a marriage proposal.
Mm-mm.
That's
No,
ridiculous.
no.
I was scandalized, Amelia. I was scandalized even more so than seeing the bare chest in the
Yeah.
last
I
movie.
mean, we know that people shower. We just don't need to see it. But
Right.
people living together, that is a choice. I mean, I guess showering's a choice, but is it?
Is it? Yeah.
Speaking.
Scandalized. We need you guys to weigh in. Drop it in the comments.
Yeah,
What
tell us
did
how
you
you
think of it?
felt
You don't
about
have a
that.
problem with it? Are we overreacting?
We're
Or do
not.
you think the Hallmark should really? No, we're not.
Comment to
We are
tell us we're
not
right.
overreacting. We are
Comment to
not.
tell us how right we are right now. So,
Okay, Amelia, I was really like, I have been thinking about this, getting to this part with you all night because I was like, we have to break this down.
yeah, horrified.
All right, let's
Back at
continue.
the fire station, they are decorating a tree with ornaments from Balsam Hill.
Product placement. We love a good product placement in Hallmark
Yep.
movies. Please bring back the Folgers cans.
Luke is the chief now, and he is, like we said, just old and haggard. He is very responsible. He did not get invited to Christmas trivia. He's just like not fun anymore because he's a dad.
Yeah, and like they're planning for the people at the fire station are planning for the big Christmas event, Christmas deadline. And and he's always planning it. And he's like, "Well, yeah, you guys didn't tell me about this plan and that." And the way they look at him is like,
They're like,
"Oh, like
ew.
they're so but you're just so
They're like,
old
why?
and
They're
so
like, this
late.
42-year-old man can't possibly hang an ornament.
How could you?" It's just like what the one guy said. Oh, by the way, the two firefighters, uh the Hispanic firefighter and the black firefighter in this scene, which is about as diverse as
Black
this
female firefighter,
movie
by the way.
gets, black female firefighter, are named Hernandez and Jones, which is like the most Hispanic and black names ever. I'm a Jones, by the way. My maiden name is Jones, so I can say that. I don't get offended as a Jones, but
The
yeah,
Jones
no, my husband laughed out
anti-Jones
loud.
rhetoric on this podcast.
That was his first laugh out loud moment. Oh, Hernandez and Jones. Right, of course. Anyway, but they're lovely people, of course, because they're in Christmas land,
Well,
but
yeah.
they just realize, like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's so lame. He's
Yeah.
42 with a kid. He just can't hang."
Yeah. Um, I identified with this next moment where the mom is trying to video call her 3 kids, and first she can't get the microphone on. They're telling her to turn the microphone on. She turns on a background. She's in outer space. They can't figure it out. And actually, my parents are pretty good with technology. I do have to say that, and not just because they're going to watch this. Um, but I mean, we've all been there with somebody who just like even in meetings with people my age or younger, and you're like, "No, you're on mute. You're on mute."
Like, I don't wanna be, like, busting anybody out, but, I have a ladies club that I'm a part of. It's a social and political club locally here in California, and you can imagine that the average age is old. I'm the youngest person in there, and I'm 51. But we have meetings on Zoom sometimes. I love these ladies, but like the webcam, it's a lot. Everybody we're all like tilt it down, tilt it no to the right, no to the something about it.
You're talking to them like this the whole
Yeah,
time.
everybody was like, "Oh, can you see me?" That was so cute, but it's just like after a while, we're just like, you know
You're
what?
like,
It
"Forget
doesn't
it.
matter. I'll talk to your forehead. It's fine. Period.
It's gone on long enough."
It's cute.
So the mom wants to make sure they're all coming for dinner tonight. They do little family dinners, but this one, she just really wants them to be there. So they're all meeting for dinner tonight. We're setting that up.
But she says, okay, but this is the part that tickled me about that. Like they do this whole FaceTime Zoom thing, and she's like, well, see you in an hour. Could this not be done over text?
Right. Yeah. Now Taylor, what we find out in this scene is as we're sitting there, he's in his office again with the logo on the wall behind him. And the logo is being taken down by some woman. And we find out he's actually just sitting in a coffee shop where he hangs his logo on the wall. So it looks like
I
he has an office, which again
I know,
made me
it's
laugh.
adorable. Well, okay, so I didn't say this at first, but in the opener, when he walks into that coffee shop to order the coffee, the I didn't understand, I didn't get, but I didn't know why the barista gave him such a dirty look. I don't know. You have to go back and look at it. Kudos to that actress. She nailed it. She gave him the dirtiest look I've ever seen in Christmasland. And I was like, why is she so mad at him? But then when we got to that part, I was like, oh, she's ticked off because he keeps using her
He's going to pretend to work
workplace as an
here.
office.
I bet people do that. I bet people try to make a coffee shop look like their office. It was
Oh,
hilarious.
1,000%. That's why every Starbucks shop looks like an office.
Yeah. So now we are at Thomas. Thomas is the little boy and Luke's, kid. So now we're at his Christmas show rehearsal. I'm laughing out loud again because they're doing the grump. And we'll get to the funnier part in a second, but right now it is all about this little girl, Katie. Basically, it is Katie's show and everybody else is just a supporting actor.
Yes.
Taylor
That's
shows
hard.
up because he had to drop off some cookies. It's a whole thing. And he goes, isn't this supposed to be the Grin? And the director is like, no, we can't afford that. This is how the grump ruined Christmas.
Loved it. I loved it because they
It was
probably
so
legit
real.
could not get the rights to
Right.
say the word Grinch in a movie, and they just wrote it in, and I thought brilliant. Again, we love Paul and Kimberly.
Mhm.
They are a great team, by the way.
Yeah,
They're a great team, yeah.
they are.
I love everything they do together.
So the director is absolutely melting down. There's not enough help, there's not enough funding. He's been building all the sets, he's been doing everything, and Katie and her dad Ron are the only helpers except for one other volunteer, the piano player. They pan over to the piano player. There's this electric guitar starts playing. She's got a candy cane in her mouth and she does this slow-mo hair toss
Yeah.
as Taylor is watching her. I think that's the moment I texted you, like, this movie is killing me. It was so funny. He is obsessed with her.
It was like one of those scenes where, like, the camera zooms into
Yeah. It was
the
like a
male, and
90s
he's like,
music video almost. It's like,
"Ooh," he sees the beautiful one. It was so cute. Yeah, she
she's
flips
got like
her
a
hair
can
back
but she's
from
got a
she's got a
candy cane.
candy cane. Adorable. And by the way, just to go back to the teacher, the drama teacher, he's frustrated because there's only one Katie, right? And everybody I thought he was hilarious. But I loved in the beginning how he was like, remember, kids, Katie, you're an amazing singer. And remember, kids, if you can't sing, smile. You too, you're definitely a smiler.
So mean. So, Taylor wants to meet Carolyn, obviously. He goes over to the piano and she's playing this game and he turns out he designed it. So he's like, "Oh, hey, that game has a great interface." I think it's interface. And she's like, "Yeah, for 1987." And he goes, "That hurts. Why do I like that?"
Again, a little bit adult for Christmasland because you're not supposed to be hurt or like being hurt
Mhm.
in Christmasland. But we've already
He liked
established
it.
that this movie is like, yeah, skirting the
Now,
line.
Stephan wanders over because this man is oblivious to every social cue and doesn't realize that the two of them are flirting. And he sets off this absolute Rube Goldberg of destruction. And the sets are falling and paint is falling everywhere and things are getting destroyed. Everything's gone. So the director quits. He's like, "I've had
Naturally.
it. I am done. I am not dealing with this anymore. Good day. It's
Like
over."
days before Christmas, he just
Mhm.
abandons all of these children. And I don't know, maybe he just had been questioning his life choices for a while
Yeah,
before
it
that
seemed like
moment.
maybe he had been. I picture
Yeah,
him as like, he thought he was gonna be on Broadway.
I think so.
And
A little
now
bit of like waiting for Guffman
yeah. He
vibe.
reminded me of there's this movie from like early 2000s probably called Get Over It, and Martin Short plays the theater director. Oh, I made you
You
watch
made
this
me
with me
watch
recently.
that. It's
He was
so
Desmond
good.
Forrest Oates. That's who he reminded me of.
That's exactly it. That is exactly it. By the way, people, I think we should do like maybe a bonus watch party someday of that
Mhm.
movie. It's actually it's
It's really
fun.
funny.
So bad.
I'm
It's great.
I'm really upset that this movie isn't more popular, but I made you watch it when I was out at your house like a year ago.
It was really good. And Martin Short's really good.
It's hilarious.
Good gem.
All right, later that night, dinner at Mom's house. They're all fighting because Luke is mad that Thomas's play is canceled because that they've ruined the sets, that the director quit, this whole thing. They're all fighting. And then Mom comes in and she's like, guess what? Meet Roy. He's a pastor. We've been dating for 6 months. What? 6 months? They are shocked. They didn't even know Roy existed. I don't
And
know.
I also feel like 6 months was a really long time to be dating, particularly at that age, just to be dating casually. But because Roy's a pastor, I am assuming that they're keeping everything on the up and up,
Well,
on the
yeah.
level.
I get not wanting to introduce someone to your kids. I mean, these are adult kids, but they're a lot. These boys are a lot.
Yeah.
These men are a lot. But you could mention that you were seeing someone. I mean, they are blindsided that
Yeah.
she's dating at all, let alone in a pretty committed relationship.
Completely blindsided, but I will say this, they are all complete narcissists. Like these guys,
That's true.
from time to time, and they let it go when they need to because it's Christmas land. But these guys have a lot going on in their lives, and they're always thinking about themselves. And so I guess probably she just
Yeah,
there was
she's
a
like,
lot of
whatever.
times.
None of your business. I'm
Uh,
living my
Roy
life.
is Roy is great. I love this actor. I always get him mixed up
Mhm.
with
Peter
Peter, what's
Gallagher.
his face? Yeah. And my husband said the same thing. That Peter Gallagher look, and I think Peter Gallagher stole his career. I think he had, you can only have one, so there's always like
It's
somebody
like the
wins.
Highlander, there can be only one.
There can be only one. But Roy is great. He's a pastor. He's very handsome. He's very kind.
Yeah. And you know what else? He helps around the house a lot because he's really great with his hands. And all the sons were like, "Oh."
Again, Hallmark. I mean, Kira Davis, like normie American Kira Davis thought it was funny, but Christmasland Kira
I
Davis thought
know.
it crossed the line.
Wow.
Hmm.
Um, Mom is so excited that everyone is here. She's got the 3 sons, the grandson, her man, everybody's at dinner together. So Taylor,
And none of their girlfriends, none of their
and none of the
wives, no
girls,
women.
none of the women. So Taylor goes, "You know what? We should all stay here for like a week. Stay here like through Christmas." Because he got evicted, but he didn't tell anybody that. He's just making it sound like this is a great idea. Mom is like, "This is fantastic. I love it." Luke tries to get out of it. He's saying he and Thomas are going home. No, it doesn't work. They all have to move in back home.
Thomas doesn't want to go home because you're at grandma's
Well,
house. Like
yeah. Why
probably
would you
the
want to go
best
home
stuff
where there are
happens. Why would
rules?
Thomas want to go home?
Yeah.
Right. I know. I thought it was a very cute and clever way to get everybody back in the same
It
space.
was.
I appreciated the. I
Yeah.
appreciated the.
And it just seemed like a very Taylor thing to do, like what we know of his character. He would just throw
Yes.
everybody else under the bus.
He's like, we need to do it for mom, even
Yeah.
though like his office got taken away from him at the Starbucks.
Right. All right. The next morning, the principal wants to meet with Luke about the whole school play situation that happened before. So he makes his brothers go because they're the ones who actually ruined everything. Turns out it's the same principal from when they were kids. So they're all like, "Oh man, not this guy." And that there was this funny little joke, like visual joke, where the 3 of them are smushed onto this child-sized couch. They're all like overlapping each other. I thought that was
Yeah.
really funny.
I think again, this is Paul Campbell and Kimberly Sustad. This is they have great eyes for physical comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
it was really good. So he's like, "Listen, we still have to do this play. Um, I want you guys to take it over, basically. You guys are going to do it." He's like, "There's this guy though, Roy, and he's going to supervise. He helps out in shop and he's really good with his hands."
Roy, that Roy.
And like a callback to how good he is with his hands, and they're still like, "Oh."
But the Roy keeps, Roy is really getting around this
Yeah,
town.
Roy is everywhere with his hands.
Yeah.
Doing a
He
good
does a
job.
lot more than the firefighter Luke, dumb
Yeah,
old, lame
that
old
old
Luke.
guy. So, um, it turns out that anybody who had any real role in this play has quit. Katie's gone. Everybody who could sing or dance left with the director. And so we've got ourselves a problem. They've only got the kids who were the smilers, basically.
Right? There's only smilers left.
And they're
There's
like,
no
well,
stinger.
we'll have to, we're gonna have to figure this out.
There's only good personalities
It's
left.
only good personalities. After school, the sons all go back to the mom's house. It turns out that Taylor's old room has been turned into a craft room. Stephan's old room has been turned into storage, but Luke's room is still like a shrine to his high school sports. All right, so they
Can
play a little
relate.
game of Pictionary. Roy's great at Pictionary, so they
Roy
win.
is great at Pictionary. And by the way, don't we love a montage?
We love a
And it was
montage.
like a Pictionary montage. Yeah,
Yep.
we love a montage. I wanted to be playing with
Yeah.
them. They
So
looked like they were
it was
actually having legitimate fun.
the three brothers against Mom, Roy, and Thomas, the grandson. Mom, Roy, and Thomas absolutely clean up. And that means that the brothers have to wear silly Christmas jammies. I think Thomas wears them too, though, to play rehearsal the next day, which is again a callback to the first movie where they had to wear silly elf outfits. But it was kind of a cute way
Yes,
to work that back in.
it was. And the silly Christmas outfit, like Taylor, I was like, oh, I didn't realize he was so skinny until he put it on. He had like her candy canes. And then you realize, oh, he's very tall and skinny.
Mm, interesting.
Mhm.
Um,
Just an observation.
so Taylor and Carolyn hang out again at rehearsal, and and later he's talking to his brothers like, I just really like her, and they're like, well, obviously you like her. She's a female you. She's weird and quirky, and she wants to be an artist, but she's living in her mom's basement because she hasn't made it yet. They're the same
She's
person.
sarcastic.
Yeah,
But she said she had to move back in. I mean, these people are in their 40s,
late
ostensibly late
30s, early
30s,
40s.
early
Yeah,
40s. She said she had to move back. So she's not a
yeah,
total loser. Just
right.
some things went wrong, and
Yeah.
she's not like still living there at 40 with no
No
like
prospects.
yeah. And she's sarcastic like he is.
Yeah,
They're both a little biting.
yeah. No, Luke talks to his mom about how tomorrow he's going to get her the best tree and they're going to decorate and it's going to be so much fun. And then what happens? Roy comes
Roy,
walking in with a huge, beautiful tree. And they're all like,
I knew it as soon as Luke
yeah,
said we're gonna go get a tree. I was like, "Oh, Roy's gonna bring the tree," and sure did Roy, and it was perfect.
yeah.
It was perfect, and he cut it down himself.
He cut it down himself because he's good with his hands.
He's good with his hands. I don't know if you heard.
I don't know. I mean,
He's good with
everybody's
his
heard.
hands. It's rumored going around town.
Yeah.
Pastor
So
Roy
he is
is
just
good with
stepping
his
on
hands.
everyone's toes by being the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, which is that's about as negative as you can get in
Yeah.
Christmas.
Um, The next morning, back at the fire station, Luke finds out that they are way behind on their fundraiser. So they're actually going to have it a different day, which is Friday, which is the day of the school play. So Luke can't even go. And he's like, but I'm the biggest moneymaker. And they're like,
Yeah, you
even though you're
were,
old
but
and
now
gross now.
you're a lame dad. So why don't you go do your lame dad thing on Friday
Yeah.
night? And the cool people who don't have little smiler kids to pretend they're enjoying in the Christmas play, the cool people will be doing the fundraiser. But Luke is just so old and so lame.
Yeah. No one wants to look at his gross dad
Ugh.
face.
Oh gosh. Again, just so old.
That night, Taylor takes Carolyn on a date to the video game, to the arcade, and they do like the Dance Revolution thing. And at the end, he dips her and she says, "You're the weirdest guy I've ever met. Don't ever change."
And
I
then
thought that was
everybody
beautiful.
claps. Everybody claps. Everybody came to watch
And
them do
everybody clapped.
The Christmas dance video game. And I have to say, Amelia, at this point, I did look to my husband and say, I don't think I've ever seen an arcade in Christmasland. I think this was the first. Like a
Oh,
genuine, they
yeah.
were on location too, like a
Yeah, like they were in an
genuine
arcade. Yeah, it's true.
arcade. Yeah.
So and this made me laugh too. Everything made me laugh in this movie, but they almost kiss, and then the other brothers with the kids from the play interrupt them, and the kids are like, "Were you gonna kiss?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, probably. That's what was happening here."
But that's the second time, because the first time, what's his face, Stephan had interrupted that
Mhm.
kiss too, like,
Yeah,
or not a kiss, but like a
a
moment that
moment.
they were
Yeah,
having. Everyone's like up in Tay-Tay's grill.
yeah. So the adults and the kids all play laser tag together. They have this little bonding moment. It's
This is
adorable.
a traumatizing scene for me about 6 or 7 year, maybe, well, my son was 12, so longer. I took my son to play laser tag thinking I was gonna be cool mom. I was like, I was out by, and I don't mean out like I got out, I was collapsed by minute 2. That's a lot of energy. I actually had to go find a corner and hide, so my son was, like, looking around for me to play tag, but I was collapsed in the corner because you're out of it after 10 seconds. That must have been an incredible scene to shoot.
In the morning, Stefan has reworked the play for the Smiler kids that they have. Stefan is going to direct, Taylor is going to be the grump. The mom offers Roy's help because guess what? He won an award for theater. And they're like, no, get this man out of our lives.
No, but he's good with his
He's
hands.
good with his hands. I don't know, but they do not want him around. She's like, okay, okay.
He's
So
like, "Okay, what Roy?" Okay, Roy's a handyman. He won an award for theater. He volunteers.
he's a pastor, we know.
He's a pastor,
He
and he
does
volunteers
shop
with
at
the
the school.
shop at the
Yeah.
school.
He does it all.
But nothing better ever happened to Roy. It sounds like he's running everything in this town.
It's true. Um, where am I? Oh, at rehearsal, they're like, "Okay, kids, we rewrote the play, so like, let's hand out the roles." And none of the kids wants more lines because they're all traumatized by this original director who told them that they were terrible and could only stand there and smile,
Right, and that Katie was
and that Katie
the
was
star.
everything.
Right, and they were traumatized, and then they say, like, "Well, somebody who used to be here, she used to make fun of us all the time when we would mess up our lines."
Yeah,
Yeah, and so they were traumatized, but, I don't blame them also because it's literally days before Christmas.
right. It is hard. So they are trying to figure out what they're gonna do. They don't know if they have to cancel the play. Taylor has a nice little talk with Thomas about it, and it's kind of a sweet little moment where you don't see Taylor being sincere very often, being sweet. Um, and they decide that to make this play great, they're going to bring in the weirdo from next door, Mark Leclerc. And and in the first movie, he was also kind of like their frenemy, which he still is, because he is like Mister. He's got to win all the decorating contests, all that, and they're like, we got to bring in the big guns for this play. We got to call Mark Leclerc.
You can see his Christmas display from space.
From space, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, literally, like, they thought it was a problem.
Yeah.
Um,
Mark
so
Leclerc, I was so happy when Mark Leclerc popped up because I actually had forgotten.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't forget about his role in the last movie, but I had actually kind of forgotten about the actor, and when Mark Leclerc came in, I was like, "Mark Leclerc? Yes, they brought him back. I love this
Yes.
guy. I was so happy to see him."
Yeah.
It was so funny.
So he's, like, spitballing all these ideas, and he goes, "What's the school policies board on black market penguins?" And then he's like and then the next day, they're at the dress rehearsal, and he goes, "No pain, no gain, no candy cane."
He was cracking me up, but he was like, "Okay, we need, we need pyrotechnics. We need," like, he came in right and came. Mark Leclerc's got this. I don't know if we saw it necessarily in this one, but he's got a huge truck with huge wheels. Like, he is just a good old boy. Mark
Mhm.
Leclerc is large and in charge,
Yeah.
and he didn't really care about the safety protocols for the children's
Right.
play.
Well, he's the kinda guy whose idea of Christmas is no pain, no gain, no candy cane.
Go
So,
big or go home.
and because of that, Roy is worried the Christmas spirit is gone from this play. Carolyn is not into it at all. Susie, Stefan's girlfriend for 5 years and 8 months, is super
That he lives
irritated.
with.
yeah, that he lives with, is super irritated about it. The kids are just overwhelmed. The whole thing is a mess. And then the fire alarm goes off. And I just want to take a moment to say that when the fire alarm went off suddenly, Myrtle, my dog, hurtled up and then burped. And apparently that is her startle reaction.
Is that her warning system or what?
I
Isn't
was
she a
I was
therapy dog? She's supposed to be trained for
I
this?
was really confused about it.
Okay, well, hopefully she doesn't have to respond to any fire situations, but,
I mean
you know what, Myrtle? I feel you, though. I've been
I
there.
mean, she is a first responder therapy dog, so she has heard fire alarms go off at the fire station before, but
That's what
she
I'm
was sound
saying.
asleep, which she's not when we're at the fire station. I, again, laughed out loud at that, which was not part of the movie, but I just felt like everyone needed to know that that's how
Private
she
laugh out loud
responded.
moment. Well, she's not used to hearing it in your home. If it was my home, she would hear the fire alarm 3 or 4 times a week whenever I'm
From
cooking.
cooking, yeah, there you go. So the sons then accuse Roy of starting a fire to stop the play.
Roy,
Roy of all
perfect
people.
Roy. Perfect Pastor Roy started the fire, sure. And not Mark Leclerc.
And now Mark
That wasn't
Leclerc.
the first person that they went to, not Mark Leclerc, who was going to secure black market penguins and pyrotechnics for the kindergarten play.
It's K through 5.
Oh, excuse me. It's K through 5, Taylor said.
Um, so mom is ticked off. Roy told her what happened, and she is like, "Listen, I have spent the last, 40 years just being your mom. It is time for me to be me. I want to travel, I want to learn some new stuff, and I want to have somebody in my life. I like Roy. Stop being little psychos." Fair.
I You know what? I was actually touched by this scene. I
Yeah.
actually thought it was really sweet. I might have even got a little misty-eyed. She says to them, "I need you to let him love me."
Aw. Yeah.
I thought that was like that was perfect, right? Because this is what she's saying. It's this moment where it's like, you're you think that my life is all about you, and as a mom with adult children now,
Yeah.
who are starting to get to know me as a peer now rather
Mhm.
than just mom, we're having these types of interactions. It's like, you see me as only here for you and only you're my only reason for it's like your teacher, you thought your teacher lived at school,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Like your mom, you just think your mom, like the only thing she is and does is mom. And she's saying, I'm more than that. And I'm not raising you anymore. So I don't have that focus. Like, let me be loved. Let someone love me. I thought it was a really well written scene and
Yeah.
very sweet.
Yeah, it was. So, they're feeling they feel bad about that. They feel bad that now the play is off
They should.
because there's not going to be time to get the fire
They messed up
certification.
everything.
Yeah, everything's messed up. But then Mark Leclerc comes over and says that Roy has pulled off a miracle, gotten all the fire inspections done, and the show is back on.
Roy,
I tell
Roy,
ya.
the man, that guy, he's great. He's good with his hands too.
Yeah. So he is good with Sans.
I heard.
So Taylor goes over to Carolyn's house because he's like, we need her back. She plays not only because she plays the piano for the play, but he wants her back. And so he like talks to her a little bit, and she's kind of thawing out. And he goes, "How about this then?" And he just grabs her and kisses her. And I was like, "There you go."
I again, like, it's just like violations all over the place in this
I
movie.
liked it.
Did you like it? Now, we could say that this is acceptable because although it's not the end of the movie, because there are ostensibly 3 love stories here, or
Hmm.
maybe even 4, it's the end of their movie,
Yeah,
right? It's the end of their story, so
and they're
maybe it
the
is
rule
acceptable.
breakers in the group.
Good point. Good point. They're rock and roll, and rock
Yeah,
and roll is gonna kiss before the end of the movie.
yeah. Hmm. And I don't know. I like the grab and kiss rather than like the tiptoe. I thought it was cute that he was like, you know what? I like her. I'm gonna kiss her.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I guess we don't really see a lot of that.
No.
A little more, yeah, take charge.
So good for Taylor. Good for Carolyn. All right. Now, it is the day of the play. It is Friday. The fire department is having their auction sponsored by Balsam Hill. Mm.
Very good. We love Balsam Hill. They
We
make
do.
great ornaments.
And I kind of questioned the point of this entire scene. Luke goes there and he's like, "Hey, everybody, I can't stay. I've got to go to my son's school play. Ch- Chad is here." And basically, he's like, he's hot now that I'm old and disgusting. So have a good night. Okay. Glad you're
I know
here.
Luke just went there to hand over the mantle of
Right.
hotness to some other firefighter. He's a lame old dad. But here's what I thought this was a real missed opportunity, Amelia. I honestly thought that when the schedule changed and the fundraiser and the play were on the same night, I thought they were going to combine
Combine
them.
them. I was
Why didn't
certain
they
they
do
were going to
that?
combine them.
Make the kids the entertainment because I thought one of the things that Jones of Hernandez and Jones fame, one of the things she said was, "Well, the talent there's a mix up with the talent and they couldn't come on Thursday, they have to do Friday. So then make the kids the talent, you know?"
Yes,
I thought they were gonna go.
I was certain that's what was happening. And they were also saying there wasn't enough money in the school, like, arts program, so I was like, "Maybe it's gonna be a dual fundraiser." Like, what's happening? I was so
You know
con
what it makes me wonder, Amelia, if that actually was the original script and for some reason in production or
Yeah,
after it got
maybe.
through the studio process, they for whatever reasons, the executives wanted it this way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Because 'cause you're right. Why was that scene there at all? We coulda just said goodbye to them.
Yeah.
"Good luck to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do this." So I wonder if maybe that was the original intention.
It was weird.
It was weird.
So, we're back at the school. It is absolutely packed, and they're like, "Who are all these people? Half of them don't even have kids here." Roy told the congregation about it, and they all showed up.
There was more people at the school play than there was at the firefighter
Firefighter event.
fundraiser.
So, they apologize to Roy, and he tries to have, like, a little family moment with them, and they're like, "No."
It's too soon.
Which I thought
It's
was
too
funny
soon, right?
because and I wanted to say I waited till now to say it, but one thing that I loved about this actor, and I'm trying to look at what his name is, but he's the actor who is not it is Christopher Shire. Um, so I loved this character because he's such a good guy. He's so nice, and I kinda couldn't stand him. And so I thought he did such a good job.
You couldn't stand him because he was so nice?
I was kind of, like, on the side of the sons here where I was like, "This guy is just kind of annoying, and I don't know
Mm,
why." But, like, why he's
mhm.
everywhere all the time, and, like, no matter what happened, it's like, "Oh, Roy already fixed it." And you're like, "This was kind of my thing, but okay. Thank you so much, Roy."
You know what, and I think, like, this is different life experience stuff because for me, who grew up in, like, in a terribly traumatizing, situation, which is too traumatizing to talk about in a Christmasland
Not for
podcast,
Christmasland, yeah.
but fatherless and not great guys coming through my house, I was like, "Oh, Roy's cool. Why are they giving him such a hard time? Like, he's so nice. He wants to do so. He wants to do so for your mom. He wants to get to know you guys. He like wants to save your play. He's like, teaching shop. I loved Roy and I thought, gosh, give him a chance. You guys are so lucky. But that's like different life experience, right? You're like, he's so annoying. That's my thing. Don't do my thing.
He was just like they could not turn around without Roy being there like, "Hi."
But to be fair, he's in love. Roy's a man in
He
love. Like he's trying to get
he
in
is.
good with
But
this.
that's why I thought he was such a good actor though, because I felt like he did a really good job of, like, he was so likable, and he
You're
was
right.
such a good guy, but still you were
To the
still
point
like,
that it was
"Ugh."
you're right, you're right. You kind of felt like what the boys
Yeah,
felt.
like, you
Yeah.
wanted to really like him, but at the same
He's
time
super nice.
and I mean, I don't know, maybe that is just me, maybe everybody else was like you going, "What's wrong with these sons?"
Let us know. Drop in the
Yeah,
comments. Let us know. What did you think? Or send us an email. Put it on the
yeah.
screen there.
Did you want Roy
Um,
around? Tell us.
yeah. Did you think he was like nice but too nice? Or are you like me and like, why don't you embrace this wonderful man?
I mean, I would still I mean, obviously, my parents are
I
both
know you
well,
would get
with
there.
me, they are together, they are gross in love, but, like, that's the kind of guy that you do want dating your mom in that
Yes.
situation, like, he's wonderful, but
Yeah.
he also kinda bugs.
But but do you have to do everything?
Right,
Like, literally everything?
right.
Yeah.
And it would be
Yeah,
hard,
I
like,
get it.
they're used to a certain family dynamic, and it would be hard to have somebody who's, like, in every aspect of it, which, again, the mom did not give them any warning this man even existed, so to
You're right.
suddenly have him everywhere, I
Yeah,
just think that would be hard.
it was hard. Yeah, I get it.
Alright, so they decide at the last minute to change it up. Taylor is going to narrate, and Stephan will be the grump. Now, Stephan they talked about this originally, Stephan was going to be the grump, but he gets, vertigo, and he has to be on Grump Mountain. And he also gets anxiety and passes out sometimes, so they were like, "You can't be in front of the
Yeah.
crowd."
We didn't talk about this, but he actually passed out when mom introduced
When mom
Roy
introduced Roy.
to the
Yeah.
family, and they said, "Oh, you pat." They were making fun of him. And he's like, "I didn't pass out. I was just resting my eyes on the hard." And then Taylor says, "Oh, on the hardwood floor."
Right.
So they were telling him, "Well, we can't. It's risky to make Stephen the grump because he passes out, or no,
Yeah.
he rests his
He rests
eyes
his
on the
eyes.
hardwood floor."
And he has vertigo, and the whole thing is up on a mountain, and then he's gonna have to be up in a little pulley thing, and
Yeah, he
it
has to be
yeah.
suspended.
But then at the last minute, Taylor's like, "Listen, everybody's overcoming their fears here. I think you should be the grump." So, I thought to myself, "This is a horrible idea because Stefan doesn't know the lines." And then Taylor goes, "That's okay. I don't know them either."
I actually laughed out loud on that. Stephen was like, "This is a whole last minute thing. It's a whole cute
Yeah.
scene at the end." And I'm like, "Well, you do this." And then Stefan's like, "Wait, I don't know the lines." And Taylor's like, "That's okay. I don't either."
And he's
It's
being so
like-
sincere, like, "That's
He's being
okay." And
so,
you think he's gonna say, like,
yeah,
"Just speak from your heart," or, "I didn't
you're
know
gonna
them
do
either."
great, man. No, that's
So,
okay.
what I had to wonder, though, was why is an adult playing either of these parts? And I guess because the kids didn't want more lines. But it's super awkward that the 2 main parts of the play are played by the uncles rather than kids.
Okay, well, fair enough for the uncle who's reading, right? You
Yeah,
want a good reader and a lot of little kids, and I think this is a public school too, so I don't think they can
yeah,
read that well. But then, Stephen's suspended. You don't want to put a kid up in the
yeah.
air like.
There's probably a lot of liability there.
I don't know if there's a lot of lawsuits in Christmas Land, but there might be
Mhm.
1 or 2.
It's true. Alright. So, the play has started, the grump is about to ruin Christmas, and they get Taylor up in the little pulley thing, so he's, flying above the set, and he gets stuck. He's just hanging there, and
He's
they don't know what
hanging.
to do. It's super awkward, and so there's this little girl who was really nervous to go on, and she just stands up and starts on singing, and it is this really sweet little moment, and,
She's been quiet the whole movie, and they've been working with her, trying to get her out of her
yeah,
shell. So this was like her out of. And by the way, I just wanna say, I thought her dress was so cute, like how all the little Christmas bows. I
yeah,
thought she looked super cute.
she was really
She's so
cute.
cute. Mm.
And then Thomas gets up and says his line, "And Christmas was saved."
He did great. He was so good.
So I'm thinking, was this even supposed to be the end of the play, or did she just sing her song and he said Christmas was saved, so they wrapped it up? I don't know. Um, and then Stefan goes crashing to the floor, and that's the end of the play.
They did it though, but they did
They
it, and
did
that's
it.
the point.
It was
They did
beautiful.
it. They did it without the firehouse fundraiser. Again, I
Yeah.
think that was a mistake, but
Um, so backstage, they're all congratulating each other on a job well done, telling the kids good job. And it turns out that the little girl who overcame her nerves and sang, her dad is Brian, the game guy who wanted to buy Taylor's game at the beginning. And
what a small
what a
world.
small world Christmas Land is. And he's like, still saying, "Listen, I want to buy your game." Taylor still says, "No, it's my dream. You can invest in it, but you can't have it," which I thought was kind of interesting. Like, I thought it might just all work out for him, but it was like, no, I'm just going to keep
In another
going.
Hallmark movie, it would have.
Yeah.
Yep, but it didn't. But this is a little, breaking some of the rules a little bit. But yeah, I found it refreshing.
Yeah.
I was surprised as well. I really thought that that would just be neatly tied up, and either Brian would say, "Okay, fine, whatever. Well, here's all my money," but it
Yeah.
wasn't like.
Yep. So in the first movie, the co-writer of the script, Kimberly Sustad, has a little cameo where they have to go to the doctor and she's the doctor. So in this one, they're backstage and she shows up and they're like, Doctor, whatever, like, what are you doing here? And she goes, well, the show was so good last year. I wanted to see if you could, repeat the success. So it's like this little moment where she's actually talking about how the first movie was so popular. And I thought that was
Yeah.
funny.
I thought it was adorable. And wasn't she a pediatrician
I
too?
think
I
so.
think
I think they
so they
take
had this
Thomas.
fun little
Yeah, I
scene.
think they take the
Yeah.
baby to her in the first one. And
But in the That's right, that's right,
yeah.
that's right, and that was a cute scene too. I thought that was really cute and a fun little callback, and I like it when our Christmasland movies call back, like, I like it when they understand that we, as the viewer, are following your
Hmm.
stories, and we love our little Easter eggs, so I
Yeah.
liked it.
All right, it's Christmas morning at mom's house. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot something. So Stefan is the only one left who has unfinished business. So he apologizes to Susie, like, listen, I have been a total moron. I've been so scared that my book was going to flop and that you were going to leave me. And I just haven't been basically moving forward in my life. So he gets down on one knee and actually proposes
Great, 5 years later, and
5 years
you're all
later.
living together anyway, I don't know what's so exciting about that, but
Cool. But they're
congratulations.
all excited. So, I mean,
I guess he's gonna finally
Are
make
they
an
gonna be
honest woman
engaged
of
for another
her.
5 years, though? Are they those people?
I think they are. I
Probably.
really do. I just really this was the most problematic part of the movie for me, this
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. The
It's
next
about as
day
negative as I'll get for Christmas Land,
the next
everybody.
day is I think it's the next day. Anyway, we cut to Christmas at mom's house.
Of course,
Um,
it's the next day because, of course, the play
the
is
play was
on
Christmas
Christmas
Eve
Eve. It has to be.
and the fire station fundraiser.
Has to
So,
be.
it's Christmas morning at mom's. The women folk are back, so everybody's there. They're having a great morning, and then we find out that the sons have invited Roy over too. They've welcomed him. They apologized to their mom, so she has all of her people around her.
And Roy comes back. Now we didn't say this is another little callback moment, but we didn't talk about in the beginning of the movie when the kids were practicing for the play. One of the things that I think Taylor did this, he brought cookies, but the cookies he brought were peanut butter, and little Katie had a peanut allergy. That's why she had to exit stage left. She had a peanut allergy, which is like,
Yeah, and
you
the
know,
and the other brothers are like, "What were you thinking bring peanut butter cookies to a school?" And he's like, "What? I love peanut butter
right. I
cookies."
didn't know that kids were weak these days, but yeah, but modern children are
Yeah,
weak. So I don't know what you're thinking. But then what happens is Roy brings a tin of cookies at the door and Taylor says, "These better be peanut butter."
and he's like, "Obviously." So now
Obviously,
they've
yeah.
had a little moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and to wrap up the movie, the 3 sons and Thomas, the grandson, do their own little version of the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies, which you may recall from the first movie, and
Classic.
Christmas was saved.
Classic ending. Classic ending to a classic movie, which was the
Mhm.
first one, and this one was an instant classic. Well, that was a three wiser men and a boy. Amelia, give us your before we get into some tropes, give us sort of your overall view.
I loved it. The whole Stefan and Susie storyline bugged me. Hated it, to be honest. But everything else, I loved. It was still I mean, it's still very well worth watching. Highly recommend it. I highly recommend watching both of them. I actually wanted to rewatch, Three Wise Men first, but it's not on for a few more days, so it's in my DVR and I'll watch them out of
Same.
order.
Same. I was like, "Oh, shoot, I should have gone and what this is why
Yeah,
we should buy the movies
yeah.
and not, let's just buy them."
For some of
But
our favorites like that, yeah.
I was like, "Oh, shoot, I should go watch the first one, that was so funny." I feel exactly the same way. I actually really loved the movie. I laughed out loud. It reminded me of our other favorite movie, which is Five Star Christmas, which is where you just get genuine guffaws
Yeah,
in it. The cast is amazing. The writing is great. I don't care, and this is why we have expanded our universe of movies into Christmas Land, not just Hallmark, because I don't care for the modern turn of Hallmark lately, the secularized turn. I don't think that that reflects why people watch Hallmark, but perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps they're seeing the change in their ratings. All that being said, Susie and Stefan aside, great movie, had lots of fun, very well done.
yes.
All right, well, let's go list a few tropes. This is the part of the podcast where we talk about some of our favorite tropes in Christmas Land. We won't list them all, but we'll do a few and we'll see if any of them were picked up in this movie. So, of course, uh, did we have any precocious children?
We did. So Thomas is kind of precocious on his own, but I didn't mention there's also one little boy in the play who Taylor keeps calling him the 40-year-old child because he's kind of a 40-year-old child. He is the precocious child trope.
Yes, lots of precocious children in this film. And you know what? If you wanted to sort of be a little bit more symbolic about it, I suppose those our three leads are precocious children as well,
True, true.
in a
They're
way.
all man children.
Any snowball fights or building snowmen?
No, I don't think so.
No, wasn't much snow in
No.
this movie. Not you could tell they were cold. You could tell they were shooting on location, but no snow. Okay, were there any baking scenes? Any baking together?
No, they did do gingerbread house building. Roy's really good at it because he's good with his hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And he also um was a very well respected theater artist, and so he understands about building sets and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right, and I think that would
Mm,
count. I'm
yeah.
gonna count that as baking because you're making food.
Yeah. It's still food. Yeah. A
It's still
baked
food.
good.
All right, and do we have anybody falling off something and landing into the arms of someone else, or tripping, or
Not that I recall.
otherwise?
Stefan passed out, but he just face planted right into the floor. So,
Yeah, and the only real sort of love story that we had was Taylor and Carolyn. Carolyn,
right.
right?
Because the
That's
other two fell in love in the first movie, the other two
mhm.
brothers.
Yeah, they fell in love in the first movie, and then Mom and Roy are B story.
Hmm.
But I often do think, Amelia, that Hallmark or Christmas Land in general would do great to follow up on some of these B stories and
Hmm.
then do sort of a Christmas Land movie for aging, the aging, like the way that The Bachelor does the Golden Bachelor,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, I think they should do some of that. I think they did do one last
As I
year,
was thinking, I
actually.
feel like there are, and they're sticking with a lot of the same stars that they've had for 10 plus years. So even just
Yeah.
with that, you know,
That's true, we're all just aging
hmm
just naturally, you don't have to be deliberate about it.
yeah,
It is fun to watch our favorite female Christmas Land stars get older, and then they have to find different ways to make them single,
right.
because it's like
And
single
we've got
without
these stars that are like 42 years old, which is disgusting and old.
ew, god, oh my gosh, and their parents. So embarrassing, it's so embarrassing. Alright, what other I'll do we have Christmas tree decorating?
Yes. Balsam Hill decorations.
Thank you, sponsored by Balsam Hill. And are there any situations that could have been cleared up with just a tiny conversation?
Yeah, I think that mom should have told them several months ago that she was seeing somebody
Yeah.
or even
I
that
don't
she
know,
was
would that
thinking
cleared
about
it up?
dating.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, she could have at least told them that she was thinking about dating. All right, fair enough. Okay, so those are our tropes list. Let's give out some awards, shall we? You ready for that? This is the segment where we have 3 awards that we present. Um, during each show. Our first award is the Robert A. Barron Award for Villainry. This is the award that goes to the person we think was the most villainous of the episode. Amelia, who did you pick for your villain?
Really hard time with a villain for this one. No, because everybody was good. I don't feel like anybody had really bad intentions.
Hmm.
Um, so I think the director, because he was so mean to the other kids.
Yeah, he was. He was so mean, and then he quit right before Christmas, which is also mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost said Katie because she's pretty mean too, but she was kind of a product of the director's meanness. So it's the director for me, the
Okay,
original
well, I said
director.
Katie.
You did
It was
Katie?
Katie
Yeah.
for me. And then Katie, the little girl who got exit stage lefted
Yeah.
by the peanut butter cookies. Yeah, and even when the movie opens on her and she sings, and she has the most beautiful voice. I mean, the most beautiful voice. She's singing beautifully, and I was like, oh, I don't like her.
Yeah.
She's the villain. I knew she was the villain like from second one. So
So
Katie is my villain.
That kind of felt to me like a callback to Love Actually, where the one little girl sings "All I Want for Christmas Is You" and all the other kids are just, like, her backup singers.
And maybe, yeah. But those kids seemed happy for
They
her
were, and they were
in
playing
that movie.
instruments and actually singing, and
Yeah, they were participating.
there was a whole program. It wasn't just one song.
Yeah.
But,
And the prime minister was
and the
there.
prime minister was there kissing his secretary. But I did wonder
Different
if
different
that one little scene was like a wink to that. I don't know. Maybe it was just me.
maybe. I just thought we were supposed to hate her from the start. Not the young actress. You were lovely, my
Yeah,
darling.
and she did
But,
a great job.
yeah, she was very good. All right, well, that's Robert A. Barron Award for Billingery. Okay, our next award is Christmas Ham Award. This award goes to the person who we thought had the most over-the-top performance, someone who really went for it, just all in. They can be a main character or otherwise, doesn't matter. Amelia, who does your Christmas Ham Award go to?
Again, I had a really hard time. Really hard time. Oh, Christmas ham goes to Caroline.
Okay. I kind of was flirting with Caroline because she definitely understood the assignment and went for it, right? No
Mhm.
hesitation, completely sincere. All right, my Christmas ham was Mark Leclerc.
Ooh, okay.
Mark Leclerc, I mean, when I saw him, I was like, I was happy to see him. He knew exactly what he was there to do,
Yeah.
and he gave it his all. Of course, we can see Mark Leclerc's Christmas decorations from space. In fact, NASA had to send an investigator because they didn't know what it
Right, they
was.
didn't know
It
what
was
was going
just
on.
such an
Yeah.
anomaly. So Mark Leclerc is my pick
Okay.
for Christmas ham.
Okay.
Great job, sir. Great job. We love Mark Leclerc.
Mhm.
Let's do a Mark Leclerc movie. Let's do
I
that.
would
What's
watch
going
that,
on in
Mark
Mark
Leclerc
Spotlight?
falling in love and some woman being like, "Listen."
To tame you. That is the storyline, Amelia. Mark Leclerc is this like
Like, she
crazy
matches his
idiot
energy, but also, like,
matures him.
yeah.
Or you could do like an opposites attract love
Yeah.
story where she's the busy businesswoman, maybe, and yeah, he's like the crazy, like
Yeah.
adventurous guy, and somehow
Because
they
he's the NASA investigator sent to find out what's going on. I would watch it.
we gotta write it. Kimberly, call us. All right, we've got one more award to hand out. This is the big award. This is the
Mhm.
Oscars, Oscar of Christmasland, if you will. This is the Christmas Tree Topper Award. This is the award for best performance. Amelia, who do you give this? I feel like you could give this to anybody in this movie because his
You could.
performances were
There was
great.
nothing but good performances in this movie, honestly.
Nothing. Yeah.
Mine's gonna be controversial. Roy, because I didn't like him. I didn't want him
Yeah.
around, even though I liked him
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
And I feel
Yeah.
like he walked that line so well. Um, but now I'm also wondering if he was walking the line or if I'm just weird. So I need everyone to tell
No,
us.
I no, but I think you're right. No, I think you're right. I think that you and by the way, you're not where I'm weird. You're normal. I'm the one with the trauma. It's like it's affecting how I
I don't
watch
think it's
Christmas
normal to have
movies
no
on Hallmark.
drama.
But 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 I think you're right. No, I the way you explained that, and you're right. It was a very nuanced
Yeah.
performance, and I think that even that in itself is a sign of a really pro actor when you can deliver a nuanced performance in a format that isn't meant to be
Yeah.
nuanced. So very well done. My award goes to let me make sure I got the my award goes to Barbara, mom,
Mhm.
Margaret Collin.
Yeah. She was definitely on my list for that too.
Yeah, so but I've met her on occasion
Mhm. Okay.
in the past.
Yeah.
Lovely woman, but she nailed it. I loved her in the first one I loved
Mhm.
her in the first one, but she was so good. She gave exactly what she was supposed to be. She in that scene again where she was telling the boys like "Look, this is what I need. You guys stop thinking about what you need for 1 second and think about what I need and who I am when you're not here." Which is most of the time. I so well done to me. I think mom wins Christmas tree topper. Yep, me too. Well done. Well, this was a great film, great sequel to the first one. Great sequel. Well done. We do have some issues with the living arrangements, but can't get it all right. And this is why I think they live on the edge of Christmas land.
Yeah.
They're right at the border,
Yeah. They're almost to Christmasland Heights,
right next to Holiday Land,
right next to
right at
Holiday
the
Land.
border. Yeah. But well done. So that was Three Wiser Men and a Boy. Amelia, we are starting to pump these out, and I want everyone to make sure that they subscribe. So you can subscribe to us on on YouTube. Hit that subscribe and hit all the like buttons as well. And if you comment, that's also helpful.
Hmm.
And if you don't want to do YouTube, you can subscribe on Substack as well. That's a great place because when you subscribe there, you'll get all of our other stuff that we do, any bonus content, any articles that we publish, anything like that. And definitely hit us up on our socials. Amelia, tell people where they can find us and email us.
We are Journey to Christmasland on Facebook and JTChristmasland on X and Instagram. And we are Journey to Christmasland at gmail.com. So hit us up.
Yeah, email us your thoughts. Tell us who you would give out your awards to, and make sure that you're caught up for the next movie. Amelia, what's our next movie?
The next movie, so as you might have noticed, we promised Christmas on Windmill Way a couple weeks ago because I messed up the schedule of when it was going to be on. So the next movie is Christmas on Windmill Way.
Great, and our apologies for that. Amelia's lame and old.
I,
Oh, she's not
oh
cool
my
anymore. So
goodness, I'm
yeah.
basically 42 and unable to function.
It's
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 gross.
embarrassing.
It's gross.
It's actually embarrassing. It's gross. It's gross.
That's why I'm not allowed
But
at any functions anymore. They're like, sit this one out, old lady.
this is actually where Amelia lives. You guys don't know that she just lives in this chair. Just she doesn't go
Yeah,
anywhere.
I don't have a life.
No, I'm really
I'm
looking
Kira's
forward
white
to
best friend with no other interest.
yeah. I really looking forward to this one with Chad Michael Murray. So
Mhm.
you guys make sure you watch it so you can enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it, Amelia. But it's time for us to exit Christmas Land and go back to our real lives. So until we meet again, I wish you a lifetime full of Roys who are good with their hands.
Okay, well, that doesn't feel very friendly, but I love you, so I will wish you a lifetime supply of peanut butter cookies.
I hate peanut butter cookies. You know what? We're not doing this is not a great sign up. But you know what? Sometimes it bees like that. I don't want your cookies and you
I don't
don't
want
want my
Roy.
Roys. Okay, fine. Bye.
Bye.